Lance Wynn working alongside Paul St. John and with JVI Productions as always. Starting goalies for the visitors from St. Catharines. Chase Martin will get the call. Comes in with a 1-1 record, a 10.42 goals against average. And for Six Nations, Dylan Sprents got the start last night, picked up the win, 4-2 record, 14.20 goals against. Head coaches for the ShockWave in his 5th season at the helm, it's Ron Mouser Henry. Clancy Almus is his assistant. And for the Snipers in his 3rd season, Darcy Palace. His assistants are Vince Longboat and Nick Skye. Officials for today's game, Joe Furman is the crew chief, joined by Kyle Coulter and Mark Smith. So as we get right off the bat there, a good start. And Paul, I was going to ask you, when you talk about this game, means a little more to St. Catharines than it does to the first place Snipers.
I'm going to say a little bit more. I want to say a lot more, obviously, because St. Catharines wants to get on a roll. They're going to play, looks like they're going to play in a 6-7 play-in game next Saturday in Brampton. But to get a win against a top-ranked team would be huge going into the playoffs. For the Snipers, on the other hand, they don't want to go in on a losing note either, right? They won an overtime game last night that you called, and they're back-to-back again, and they don't want to go, they don't want to lose after winning last night.
Got to keep that train rolling. Can't turn it on and off as Cody Ward opens the scoring. Ty Argent with a quick shot, steered aside by Chase Martin. And now back to work go the Snipers offense. Good job to knock on the timeline, and here comes Brooker Muir. Muir, of course, the outstanding transition player, rolls off one, off the post by Muir. Picked up now by Gavin Skye, and one pass, move it up, Brody Shields. He's got Vern Hill with him, trailing on the play. Dump over, 66, tried to tuck it short side, nothing doing right there. Good save made by Martin. And keep an eye, because 66 will take it if you leave it for him. And now Chris Atwood. Atwood, of course, one of the mainstays on the offense for the ShockWave, and had a notion, corralled it back, was Brent Longboat, and now set things up on the offensive end. Snipers, of course, masters of the transition game as that one goes off the post. Rebound now scooped up by the ShockWave and moved up. Seamus Shanahan is going to hold on to it. He'll peel out, flip it, and here comes Ward. Looking down low, wide open. Beauty feed, and how about that to Lucas Beaver? And Beaver with a beauty finish, 2-0 for the ShockWave.
Well, to use part of the ShockWave nickname, shocking, is what Six Nations are probably thinking right now. I mean, wow. 15 seconds in, Cody Ward scores on a great two-man game with Carson Reeves. And then that one's just all transition. Lucas Beaver sneaks around the net, comes out the other side. The defense pushes up, he's wide open, and he buries it, 2-0.
So now back-to-back games for the Snipers, playing last night in Toronto. Again, a big overtime win there. How do you see fatigue? Do you see fatigue being a factor maybe in the later parts of the game?
If you asked me that before the game, I would have said probably won't be a factor with this team. They're too young. But we're 2 minutes into the game, it's 2-0, and it's been transition and speed that's gotten the lead for the ShockWave.
So a bit of a lull there. Not quite sure how Jordan Goddard, I'm not sure what got him so upset, but to grab the face mask and hang on like that was an easy call.
I think he thought another transition run was coming there, Lance, and he was trying to prevent that. I don't know if there's anything to be upset about, but I just think he tried to grab anything he could to slow down Lucas Romano from getting up the floor.
And Luca Romano has had himself a good season. Power play now to work for the ShockWave, and they come in working at just a 38% clip. Penalty kill for Six Nations at 58%. So Atwood now in the right crease. And look at Chris Atwood, and that's what he does, Paul. He finds these impossible angles and somehow finds the back of the net.
There's one player in this league, and I won't say in the NLL because obviously the NLL, the talent is what it is. But even in the NLL, you don't see that. Atwood just has the confidence to take a step forward, like he's just going to go back up the floor to the top of the power play and then shoot the ball at the net and catch the goalie moving, and normally it goes 5-hole or short side.
14th goal of the season for Atwood, his first of the game. And St. Catharines wasted no time, getting out quick in transition. Argent flips it over, gets it back. Argent wrong stick side, ran out of room. Bit of indecision there, and of course it's Brooker Muir, because Brooker Muir is never not working. That's what this guy does. As Vern Hill trying to pick his pocket, not an easy thing to do, and the ShockWave now will settle things down. Atwood will let another one go. Good save made by Sprents. Rebound picked up, fresh clock for St. Catharines. Danton Miller. You can bet he's got a little something to prove playing against this team, as Miller sheds off one, dumps it back over. Beaver's going to chase that down. 15 on the shot clock. Good fake. Moves in, and Vern Hill with the theft. And gets some help from Sky. Vern Hill, swiper, no swiping, in all alone. And a good save, steered aside by Martin. So sometimes I mentioned to Vern Hill, sometimes you got to shoot it like you really want to score, not just like you want to hit the net. And he's got that casual approach, as Chris Atwood, nothing casual about him, as he is just a straight-up scorer. Atwood makes the move, flip back, Ward swinging across. Quick shot there, and a good save made by Sprents. And that pass is good job to corral it and knock it down. Big shot, overhand, well wide of the mark.
It was Johnny Palace's first look, first touch for a good opportunity for a shot, and he overtopped the net, as you said, Lance.
So Palace wasn't in the lineup in last night's game. Back here today to anchor this Snipers offense that features a lot of talent. Atwood, good hesitation, has Shields on him. Dumps that back over. Rees looking in the middle for Miller, can't get it. Atwood tried to feather that in, and I apologize, looking for Anthony Patterson in that lineup, and Shields in some trouble, knocked back over the line, so good heads-up play there defensively by Anthony Patterson. Under 10 minutes to go here, opening quarter. Good crowd on hand here on this Sunday afternoon. Final game of the regular season here in the Arena Lacrosse League. Playoffs begin next week. Vern Hill out the back door, tried to connect. And Ross Hill came flying out, gets bailed out though by Palace, and Palace will settle things down. Palace lets it go. Johnny Palace. And that was a snipe right there.
Well, there's Johnny Palace. Second look, better look for him. Coming off a pick, nice screen pick. Comes around and picks the far corner. Tough save for any goalie, any level. And we've seen Palace score many of those in the NLL, and he's now scoring them here in the ALL.
So Palace with his first of the game. Of course, leading point getter for the Snipers in Scott Delzato, not in the lineup due to illness. Still plenty of other weapons as in that circle. Speaking of which, Steve Wisnick wins the draw, but it's the ShockWave that pick it up. Gavin Sky wreaking havoc in there. Argent comes away with it, and here come the Snipers. Always seem to be on the attack.
Well, you're absolutely right there, Lance. You always know that they can score at any time.
Flip back and a wide open shot. Good save made there by Martin on a hard shot by Jordan Goddard, and looks like going to be a Snipers penalty. I'm not sure, maybe contact in the crease.
Yeah, checking in the crease. Martin had the ball covered. I think the hard part is, the players get a little confused because Martin had the ball covered and lifted his stick up to pick it up, which you would have to. And then Goddard played the ball, and he's still questioning it. Once he lifts his stick up, can he not play the ball? Right? I believe he can, based on what I've read rules-wise. But again, I'm not the expert. Those guys in the stripes.
So are you okay to play the ball, but you can't make any contact with the stick? Is
correct,
that right?
and that's probably what had happened. Exactly.
1 for 1 with the power play, and teeing it up with a rocket was Wayne Hill, and looks like we're going to have ourselves another delayed penalty. This time it's going to come to the ShockWave, so their power play will be abbreviated. Snipers moving on in, trying to take advantage, sizing it up. Vern Hill's quick shot, and going to see what happens here. Looks like there will be a slashing call.
Yeah, so the whistle on the play is Vern Hill on a cut went through the crease, and you can't be the first primary receiver of a pass once you cut through the crease there.
So Danton Miller, the guilty party, and with 1:28 left in the Snipers penalty, we're going to go 4-on-4 here for 1:28, and then the Snipers will have their first power play opportunity of this game. Looking back door on the cut, and I don't know how he snuck that in, but I'm sure Chase Martin would definitely want that one back. But I'm looking here, and it looks like that was Chayton King, and Chayton King was outstanding in yesterday's game with 3 goals, and he picks up where he left off with one here in the first quarter.
Yeah, he had 2 beauties on the run they had in the fourth quarter last night as they came back from a 15-10 deficit to win in overtime. On that one, he just outran his defender who turned his head to watch the ball. So Chayton got a step on him, great pass from the left side, and here we are 3-2.
So a 1-goal game here, still 1:21 left in the Snipers penalty, and right now the ShockWave out to a quick start. 3-0 run matched by a 2-0 run by the Snipers, and it's Atwood. And I think that's the trick about Atwood. You just never know. He'll let it go from anywhere. And I think he sees angles a little differently, as a lot of good goal scorers do, as that ball loose on the carpet. And looks like Cody Menzies buried in there, as it'll be Mike McLaughlin that comes away from the scrum. And an offensive set for the Snipers here, Ty Argent. Argent will peel out, get it back to the top. All kind of room, and how do you like me now? Downtown Tyler Brown on the score sheet for the first time, and just like that, we're tied at 3.
Well, you know what? A breakdown in communication on defense for the ShockWave there. You know, they're 4-on-3. 4 defensive against 3 offensive Snipers. Brown comes off the bench, and no one picks him up. No one's talking. No one's saying who has 19. He gets the ball, and just a great outside bounce shot through the 5-hole on Martin.
Well, the game can change, but a good overhand bounce shot is always one of the most effective ways, as once again, back in the offensive end are the orange of the Snipers. Argent bouncing off one, as he's got Muir all over him. Now working on the half boards is Darius Anderson. Anderson, screen and roll, peels out. 6 on the shot clock, keeps the feet moving, and ran out of real estate there, as that will take us to our first officials timeout. Alterna Savings and the All are excited to promote the 2nd annual National Lacrosse League Alterna Cup competition this season. Canadian teams are competing in head-to-head matchups to capture the cup and be crowned the top Canadian team in the NLL. Check out NLL.com and Alterna.ca for the up-to-date standings and schedule. And, of course, as always, the Arena Lacrosse League would like to thank Circle K and the Froster Active Kids program. They're proud sponsors of the Arena Lacrosse League and Junior All program. You can purchase a Frosters at your nearest Circle K store. Thank you, Froster Active Kids. And just to continue with our thank yous, of course, Belco Construction, KT Gas and Tobacco, Classics to Customs Auto Body, Hills Tire, Searle Chevrolet, MTS Native Service, Caledonia Auto Supply, Guaranteed Glass and Tint, ILA Sports, and of course Hills Custom Coffins. Don't find yourself in one of those anytime soon. So 3 seconds left in the Snipers penalty. They'll go on an abbreviated power play for about 30 seconds, and that's plenty of time for them to add to their tally.
Yeah, if I'm St. Catharines here, I want to use the whole 30. That way, we're looking at a 5-second power play, and I don't think much damage can be done in that time frame. But we saw a tale of two halves of a half, of a quarter. 3-0 and then 3-0 the other way. So 2 runs so far.
Anthony Patterson speeds over the timeline, swings it over to Big Wayne Hill, and getting a screen from Beaver as Hill sheds one defender. Good job as Gavin Skye chopped down a tree as well. Quick shot by Beaver was on target but rolled wide, and violation will give possession to the Snipers now as the penalty will run out, and teams now back to full strength 5-on-5. Under 6.5 to go here. We are in the opening quarter. Miller kicks that out, swinging around. So that was Palace. Get it back over to the right side on the flip. That sidearm was neatly done by Ross Hill. So Ross Hill inserted into the lineup, makes his presence felt. And Snipers have reeled off 4 straight to take a one-goal lead.
Well, that's the talent the Snipers have, right? They're missing Delzato and Whitlow on the right side. As we said earlier, they're both sick. You bring in Ross Hill, and they don't miss a beat. I think he's got at least 1 assist as well as that goal. And just a well-placed shot. Again, we talk about some guys have to shoot real hard. I don't really know if that's a real hard shot. It's just such a great, well-placed shot.
Well, I think some netminders would certainly agree to that. A well-placed shot sometimes harder to stop than a hard shot. I'll have to reach down in the crowd, ask Grant Crowley if that's the case or not, as the ShockWave now with Cody Ward will set things up. Atwood will roll out to the top, expect the interchange as they're waiting for their 5th to find the floor. Beaver, good switch hands, kicks that over. Atwood's going to take it. Looking 5-hole rebound, picked up. Big save again by Sprents. Sprents struggled a bit in the 3rd quarter of last night's game and had to come out for the 4th after having a solid half. But fortunately did enough to get his offense working as that pass given right back. Merry Christmas. 5:20 to go here in the 1st quarter. Oakley Thomas out there with Atwood. Swing it over Hill. Hill brings in the bounce. Rebound picked up, and that's a good job with some quick hands there to find the mark, Oakley Thomas. And for a big guy, he's got some fast feet and some quick hands. First of the game.
That's a huge goal. As we saw, 4 in a row for the Snipers. ShockWave on their heels. Great rebound. Got to the ball before Sprints did and buried it in the empty net as Sprints went forward on his chest.
Tell you, it game a little different than back in the day when we played, where you couldn't even go near that circle crease area. Couldn't reach over it, couldn't nothing. Now, boy.
It was definitely sacred, that's for sure.
That's right.
But just to jump in on Sprints, Lance, you had mentioned last night, he actually didn't play in the 3rd. He actually came in at the end of the 3rd and played the whole 4th. And was reviewing the game, was just terrific.
I apologize. Right? You're right, because it was Jackson Longboat that started. So I was thinking Jackson Longboat had his struggles. Sprents came in, closed the door, did a good job. So, yeah, thanks for correcting me on that, because that is the way it went. Brooker Muir. Good job to corral that. Muir out there on offense, gets it over to Patterson. That shot steered aside. I think Hill got a bit of a stick on that as Vern Hill now. He's going to tap it around and wait for the shot clock. And I tell you, cerebral player, that number 66. He does a lot of those little things that people just don't think about. And Johnny Palace does a lot of big things that people talk about. And Brown in there filling. Skip pass inside the dots. Shovel shot, nothing doing there. Chase Martin will look, gets it to Cody Menzie. They'll have to hurry to move it up, and Danton Miller can't handle it. Pass, good forechecking, force a turnover. Now it's Ty Khan dumping over. Danton Miller, Palace, big shot steered aside by Martin. Back come the ShockWave in transition. Quick shot, and good job by Sprents. Didn't catch him napping, and the outlet pass to Kevin Owen Hill. Hill with Costello chasing him. And now swinging around to Argent. Argent dumps it in, and beauty finish. Argent to Brown. And that's in the back of the net, second of the game for downtown Brown.
Okay, one thing Tyler Brown doesn't get credit for enough is setting smart non-picks, okay? So if you're watching out there, if you're watching the goal, he goes up like he's going to set a pick. He's probably even barking, I'm going to set a pick. The D guys spread out thinking they're going to switch. He just slides off, and Argent lays it in perfect. And again, if I noticed early here in this game, they're looking 5-0 on Martin a lot, and they're having some success.
So right off the bat, the draw, Vern Hill in that offensive end in a hurry. And he'll wait, dump it down. They'll start things off with Argent on the half-board's left side. Argent will slide back up. Here comes Chayton King. He'll kick it back over. Right back to the top. Vern Hill lets it go. Almost fished out of there. Good save made by Martin. And he's going to zip that outlet pass over the timeline. 2:45 to go here, opening quarter. 5-4 favor of the Snipers. ShockWave now with possession. It's Big Wayne Hill. Hill is going to work his way in on Shields. Tried to slide that one over. Actually had Jake Bombery open. Cody Ward goes to the underhand. Save made by Sprents. And both Sprents and Chase Martin can sure throw that ball from the crease as they do a good job. That's right back up. Atwood, 1-2. Atwood tried to go 5 holes. Denied. Interference to call. Possession to the Snipers as we inch closer to the 2-minute mark. And now it's Johnny Palace. Palace had it knocked away. Got it. Spun around with 2. Good job to follow up on that play by Luca Romano. And Romano now on the move.
You don't see that very often where Johnny Palace loses a ball in offense, but they swarmed him. 3 guys it took to take the ball away from him.
Patterson, good hesitation. AP with the finish. We're tied at 5.
And another 5-hole goal, but this time the other way around. Sprint is looking, trying to figure out how that went in. And it's just above the stick head, right, where the shaft meets the head. Patterson puts the ball, and that's a tough save. There's not a lot of room, but there's obviously enough to put a ball through it.
Well, I think as a netminder, you think you have that covered too, and it's not till it's behind you that you realize you just may not have. Battle again. Brooker Muir and the whiz, Steve Wisnick. And looks like Muir lost the head of his stick and taking advantage. Good save made. So point blank opportunity by Rod Squire, who a couple weeks ago apparently scored a goal that could probably never be duplicated again. Ricocheting off the glass and the rafter and spinning back and finding the back of the net somehow. As Danton Miller, Sky all over him. Sky strips him of it. Good battle there, 2 big boys. And Lucas Beaver with the quick backhand shovel as we're under 50 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Darius Anderson will dump it off, and they'll swing it around to the right, back to the left. Anderson with the flip, gets it back. Nothing doing on that shot. Jeremy Bombery just didn't have any leverage, and shot clock winding down, and that shot will go off the defender and roll. And with 20.9 seconds to go, ShockWave with what could be the final possession of this quarter.
We'll see if Martin heads to the net at all or if he just stays in for the 20.
15. Patterson goes to the quick shot. Sprents, good save. Outlet goes. Sprents is going to air it out for sure. And Ty Khan in the pocket. The Con Man, big save made there by Chase Martin. Rebound. And that's going to do it. 15 minutes all wrapped up. We're tied 5-5, back with the second after this. Set to go here for quarter number 2. Off the draw, the Snipers claim possession, and it's Argent. A lot of composure with Ty Argent for a guy just brand new in this Arena Lacrosse League.
Well, you know what? Ty did play the last time we were together, and he got drafted by the Buffalo Bandits, was on their practice roster squad. I think he might have even gotten into a game. But you just see the confidence level go up, and he's just full of it, and you have to have that. And, he's every game you watch him, it's just a ball of energy. He works hard on everything he does.
Kahn tried to tuck it up top, went off the crossbar. Rebound picked up, beauty finish. So how about Jordan Goddard following up on the play? And the Snipers jump out of the gate here in the second and lead this one 6-5.
This is playoff atmosphere all over it, Lance. And we're in the final game of the regular season.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about the connection that these two teams have with each other and a bit of history. And we know that this, of course, the home floor for the Snipers, but also the home floor for the ShockWave. So no real home rink advantage for either of these two, as I think they've got this good crowd split in half. On the boards, Menzies pinned up, but now it's Cody Ward using his strength. Good try, but late stick check by Vern Hill. May have changed that, and here comes Hill in transition. Finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin, the flip back. Argent bails him out. He'll take it down to the corner, kick it back to the top, and Palace will set things up. McLaughlin will stay out there on offense. Palace lets the overhand go, and I think that may have caught a bit of the iron or a bit of Chase Martin. Either way, possession, Snipers, fresh clock. Wide open in the slot, and a good save made by Martin. Looking out that back door, beauty, and just a little too early for Chris Atwood, as that's going to be too many men on the floor for the ShockWave.
Yeah, definitely early, definitely too many men. But, boy, that would have been exciting to see just what would have happened, because Atwood has a bag of tricks like Vern Hill has when we get into breakaways. But to go back down the other side, it might have been good that Chase didn't stop the shot that Johnny Palace shot, because that was probably 150 miles an hour, because that was pretty hard.
He can let that overhand go. Power play to work for the Snipers, 0 for 1. Argent out there, and quick shot there by Palace, stopped by Chase Martin. And now he's going to put a little on it, and Brooker Muir does a good job. Play the short hop out the back door. Wayne Hill, wrong stick side. Bullet, stop, rebound, another great stop. Sprints back to back. Closing the door as Brooker Muir all over Argent. Argent's got his hands full. And a back-in call, so Brooker Muir getting it done. Tried to feed Atwood. Atwood not able to connect, and back the other way, and could have easily been a slashing call there on Brooker Muir. Got away with it. Consider himself lucky. Back to work with 1:10 to go in a man advantage. Palace, left shooter. Argent top. Fakes that. Bullet. That's over the net. Rebound gobbled up there by Martin. And away come the ShockWave.
I like to see the Snipers power play. I like to see them go back to Palace with a straight overhand high shot instead of coming down low. Martin seems to drop on his shots from the outside, and that's why the last one hit the crossbar.
Battle there, 10 on the shot clock. Snipers will come away with it. And when you look at this power play for Six Nations, 50% efficiency rate. The PK at 61% for the ShockWave. So defensively, St. Catharines very good. Palace, good skip pass, good save, steered aside by Martin. Argent will pick that up. Fresh clock, just 15 left in the power play. So you asked for that good overhand from Palace, as Argent had plenty of time to tee it up. Ball loose, though, and Ryan Johnson will pick that up. And with 2 on him, he'll wait. And the penalty now is expired, and we're back to 5-on-5 here with under 11.5 to go in the half. Atwood, some room to operate. Gets a screen. On the roll, good feed, but Had to hang on to that. Danton Miller's going to let the sidearm go. Sprints, smother that, pick it up, and a good pass ahead to Sky. Sky with Romano on him. He'll flip it. He'll retreat. To work is Kevin Owen Hill, and a little too overly hands-on was Romano, so he's going to pay the 2-minute price for that delayed penalty. And a swing across. Big underhand bullet. Oh, Jeremy Bombury. Where did you pull that one out from?
Yes, it was a bullet, and it was an underhand bullet. 3 or 4 skips on the carpet, but off the post, tough save. 6-on-5, Romano with the hold as we saw. Again, snipers right now are on a run, and ShockWave's got to find a way to stop it.
7-5, the Snipers lead. And as we get set again in that circle, it'll be Cody Ward up against the Wiz, and it's the Wiz this time that wins that one cleanly. Gets it over to Vern Hill.
So again, if you're watching, every time Wiz wins a draw and picks up cleanly, he flips it or throws it literally to right opposite his side. See if St. Catharines picks that up on a draw or if it just keeps happening.
Was fortunate enough to have a lovely conversation with both the Wiz parents as they rolled in from Michigan last night for last night's game, and here, of course, today. And for Dad, just want you to know, from Canada to you, 2-on-2, and pops out of the stick of Gavin Sky. Muir in there getting better acquainted as they're going to keep it pinned there as long as they can in that scrum. And good job by official Kyle Coulter to get in the middle of that and break that scrum up. And here come the ShockWave now. It's Brooker Muir. Muir going to have to hurry. He'll loft that up. They'll set things up with Wayne Hill. Hill on his wrong stick side. He'll get where he should be. It's Patterson. Good hesitation. Good shot, but stopped there by Sprents. And Sprents is going to air this one out too. Almost on the money. Not able to corral it though was Roddy Squire. And that's one thing that Six Nations does very well. All their goaltenders are good at passing. Good dump off. Squire stayed out there on offense. Going to come around on the run. Good save by Martin. And now Lucas Beaver will move it up to Romano. So Romano didn't get to spend that 2 minutes in the box on the delay. Atwood, that one's blocked. Easy one. Sprints again. We'll air it out. And it'll be Shields to try to track it down. Martin out, and looks like Cody Menzies had to dance around one of the officials.
Coulter setting a pick there.
It's a good screen by Kyle, for sure. Patterson trying to shug one off. Looking for Danton Miller. Bad hop. Good hop if you're wearing the orange. Ty Argent with Vern Hill. Hill encouraging him. Jump out in the rush. Argent puts on the brakes. Gets it over. Waiting for the trailer to come in. Good skip pass across left side. Stepping into that, but right there where he should be was Chase Martin as we get close to the 8-minute mark. Good piece of cross-check in there by Jordan Goddard to force the turnover. And now a fresh clock here for the Snipers, leading by 2. 8 minutes to go here in first half. On the backdoor cut, good save by Chase Martin. Rebound loose. Brent Longboat had a notion, couldn't corral it, picked up though. And Longboat will let it go from a tough angle, wide of the mark. That's going to go over the timeline. And violation, possession now to St. Catharines.
Yeah, I don't think Longboat knew that there was a new reset on the shot clock and was trying to get a shot in to get a reset, but turnover for sure.
Definitely rushed at as Hill now will zip it across to Atwood on the bounce. Looking for a screen. Atwood again, shot blocked and the other way on a break. Anderson goes to the corner. Roddy Squire. And Roddy has been a master at transition in these last 2 games. Give him credit. That was just outstanding work.
You know what? Absolutely. And I think early in the season, he was just more of a solid defensive player, run the ball up the floor, get the ball off to the offense, and let them play. Now he's turned into, he fits almost right into the puzzle with Six Nations, into a great transition guy. I think that's like 5 or 6 in the last 4 games for him, and most of them been in transition.
Well, we're watching the evolution as Squire, of course, was really, and I agree with you, just really a defensive player more so, and he has come to the forefront. Great no-look pass. Right there on the money by Jake Bombury, but not able to handle it in traffic, and now the Snipers leading this one 8-5. Under 7 minutes to go here, second quarter. Beauty finish right down on the crease, and Chayton King, you want to talk about guys game evolving. Chayton King had some big goals last night and looks like a sniper on that one.
Well, Chayton was a late addition to the Snipers. I think he was hurt earlier in the year or had work commitments, if I remember correctly. He's played the last 3 games. You got to play 3 games to be eligible for the playoffs in the ALL unless you're an NLL player. There's 2 games. But he's been very productive for the Snipers. Again, gives them another look on the right side with Whitlow and Delzato out of the lineup.
So filling in offensively as the Wiz doing his thing, going to set his team back. They're going to have to hustle and zip that over the timeline.
Just a great hesitant pass by Palace, too.
Hill with the switch hands, gets the trailer, big shot. Good save by Martin. Back the other way. On the run. Trying to duck in, tiptoeing around that crease area was Ryan Johnson. Brooker Muir knocked down, his shot wide, and back come the Snipers.
Would have liked to seen Brooker go overhand there. He's trying to be fancy as he was getting knocked to the floor, but as he's getting knocked to the floor, his momentum's taking him forward, and Sprinch is still tight. He probably could have shot around him.
On the curl, good bounce shot steered aside, and that's going to take us to our officials' timeout at 6 minutes even here in the second. Okay, wait. Who is this? Tell me who this is. You're absolutely right. It is you. You're so right. You're so right. It's you. You're so right. Listen, I'm not going to come down there when you expect me to come down there. I'm going to come down there when you don't expect me to come down there. You keep expecting all you want. I'm coming down when you ain't expecting it. All right, tough guy? Back here at the ILA, of course, on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation. Lance Wynn alongside Paul St. John. Glad to have you with us here as we wrap up Season 5 in the Arena Lacrosse League, this regular season. And it has been a shortened one, of course, due to COVID, but a very intense and good one. That pass play broken up as Patterson made a great save. And that shot off his leg, loose now, and it's Brooker Muir. Never not working with Patterson. Couldn't handle that, knocked away. Muir gets it back. Looking now and waiting for that back door. He'll send it over to Atwood, half boards right side. Atwood gets a screen. His flip was lost. Good job of stick checking there by Owen Hill. And now the Snipers will move it up. Goddard. Longboat. Good save by Chase Martin. Picked up, and Cody Menzies gets manhandled and coughs it back up. And now it's Vern Hill. No numbers, good decision. Snipers will slow it down, and then they'll go. Big overhand, and a beauty finish there from Jeremy Bombury. So first goal went to the underhand top corner, switches it up, goes over the top, overhand bounce for goal number 2.
Yeah, and it went 5-hole. And Chase Martin, is a terrific goalie. It just seems right now he seems to be, I want to say jittery, probably the wrong word for a goalie. If he hears this, he'll probably say that. But he seems to be guessing. Seems to be overthinking instead of just playing, right? Now, he's made some big saves, and we've seen that, or else the score might be a little bit higher. But he's just got to settle down and just get big and let the ball hit him again.
Well, definitely a trend with that 5-hole. 10-5 as the Snipers have spread the gap. ShockWave have been stuck on 5 for quite some time here as they have yet to score in this second quarter.
Yeah, 5-goal run for the Snipers at the moment.
Picked up, good job done by Jordan Medeiros.
But to get back on Chase Martin, Lance, he's their leader. And we saw when they won the championship, the last time we had a champion, Chase Martin was the player of the game, right? And Chase is that type of goalie. When he's hot, he's the best in our league.
Flip back, and that's an errant pass. Play it where it lies. Ty Conn will jump all over it. They got numbers 2-on-1, dump off, but wrong stick sides for both of them. And weren't able to capitalize all the way up. Atwood, good save by Sprents. Rebound as Sky fishing for it, and that's going to cost Gavin Sky 2 minutes for a cross check from behind.
Yeah, they might have gotten him earlier along the boards because he was a little up on the back there in that one too. So he got him on the second one. But now we've seen Atwood miss 2 breakaways. We don't see that very often.
Well, we don't, and Atwood's funny that way because sometimes when he's got the shot going, then his up close and personal game, not so much. And when it's flip side the other way around, but we know that with him, it could change at any time, right? He can find that mark in close to Beaver. Good save by Sprents. And the outlet, backdoor, heads up, pass just too far for Chayton King. And back come the ShockWave now in Atwood. Well, that's one of the things about Chris Atwood. He has to mentally make sure he's in the game the entire 4 quarters. He's their offensive leader. That no-look zipped across on the skip. Atwood back at the top, 10 on the shot clock. Underhand Atwood, stopped, rebound, picked up, fresh clock. So ShockWave doing a good job to give themselves some more chances. Backhand pass, Beaver shot. 2 back-to-back good saves by Sprents, and now the outlet. And heads up that back door. Good job by Cody Menzies to close that off as Brent Longboat was flying out looking for a pass. And McLaughlin now will find him. 45 seconds left in the Snipers' penalty. Longboat is going to take on 2 defenders and try it. He sure did. The big man tried to go airborne and tuck it. And now it's Beaver. .2:15 to go here, opening half. Danton Miller will come in and slide over on that left shooter spot after trying one from the top, partially blocked. And a fresh clock now for the ShockWave. 10 seconds left in the power play. Dump over, Rees, kick it back. Miller, sidearm again blocked. Vern Hill blocking 2 as Atwood now picks it up. He'll find some space, zip it over, down low, and bit of indecision there by Jake Bombury, and now is Shields. He'll peel out. Vern Hill puts on the brakes, switch hands, fake 1-2. Quick shot underhand right on the logo, so Chase Martin read that. And now the ShockWave with 1.5 minutes to go here in the second. Brooker Muir puts on the speed. Tried to create that shot. Got it over, and trying to duck up and in was Oakley Thomas. Worked once, but not that time, and we'll see here if the Snipers now with 1:10 to go. Darius Anderson will get it over, and they'll set things up. Goddard chased out, his pass too high. And we're under a minute now, left in the half. ShockWave now looking for something. Need anything. They've been shut out this quarter and outscored 5-0. And they get it over. Reeves, big shot, stopped by Spitz. Rebound, and it's a beauty. Good hands. How about that? Looks like Lucas Beaver cruising around the doorstep with a quick flip. And we've got ourselves a 10-6 game.
I'm watching Lucas Beaver play. I'm watching on the last power play they had. He's a left creaseman. He's sneaking around. He's doing the hidden player trick. And he pulls out in front, gets a couple good looks. I'm thinking, where's the traditional? Stay on your crease. But I understand why he's doing this, and he just does it again. He goes to his wrong side. He sneaks, and then he crashes the crease for a rebound and shovels it in before Sprints can get back up and in position. Right? Just a sneaky, and this is where we had the comparison with him and Vern Hill. Sneaky type players, fun to watch.
Well, you know what? Those guys are always in perpetual motion, as looks like a timeout called by Ron Henry and the ShockWave. And I think perpetual motion is a good thing, especially when you're a smaller player, to be a little more elusive. And
you're right, Lance.
I think
you're
that's
right.
what those guys are. Those guys have the ability to do. If you watch Vern Hill, you watch Lucas Beaver, those guys are never in the same spot.
You're right. Like if your coach has you in a position and he wants to run set plays and stuff, you got to follow that. But if not, if you're motioning, you're moving around, and you're not getting yourself covered, easy to check, right? And that's what Lucas Beaver does. He moves, right? You want to cover me, come cover me. You're going to run because I'm going to run, right? And I know we've used the basketball terminology a few times here, but you had mentioned earlier in a conversation we had, it's like a three-point shooter that wants the ball at the three-point line. He drives himself in, runs around, and gets out to the three-point line because he's created that space, gets the ball, and shoots the ball. And it's the same in lacrosse, right? Create your own space sometimes. It's hard to do because everyone wants you to come set a pick for me to get me open and stuff. Get yourself open sometimes. It's an art for the good players to do that.
And that's certainly what separates a lot of the really good offensive players from the average offensive players, is the ability to get the ball where they're most comfortable and where they can be the most effective. And as we get set, 31.7 seconds left. ShockWave with possession here, so just a 1.7 second differential. So a chance here for the ShockWave to at least close the gap here, trailing by 4. And they're going to let it run down. Cody Ward is going to keep it well away. There's a lot going on inside that dotted half circle, as Big Wayne Hill's looking to wreak some havoc. 15 on the game clock. Ticking down. We're at 10. Here come the ShockWave. Ward shot, steered aside by Sprents. Reeves picks it up. Atwood kicks it back out. Last shot, steered aside, Sprents again. So Dylan Sprents standing tall. Snipers, after 30 minutes, lead this one 10-6.
Wow. Good half.
All set to go here for the third quarter, and tough to find halftime entertainment like you get here at the ILA, as the next generation of lacrosse players are in full effect. Off the opening faceoff, Snipers with possession. Teams at full strength now. Six Nations leading this one, of course, 10-6 with Argent. Swing it around. Right side, Dipsy Doodle, kick it back. And looking down low, Argent tried that dunk behind the crease.
You know, Lance, just to jump in on that halftime entertainment, the little one couldn't be more than 2 years old, and he beat Sprints in a 5-0. I think Sprints wanted to have that one back, but it was a heck of a shot by the little guy.
We won't put that one against Sprints' goals against, so he'll have to live with it. Beaver on a dime. Quick shot, stopped, and Snipers now will bring it back the other way. Vern Hill. Full changes defensively, offensively for the Snipers, as Argent out one more time. He's out there working with Ross Hill. And Johnny Palace, give and go. Quick shot, good save, Chase Martin. Sitting there, Martin scoops it up. And a good outlet pass. And over the timeline, Lucas Beaver, wrong stick side. He'll flip it back up, find Atwood. Atwood will slide into his most comfortable spot. That's up high, half boards, right side. Swinging around, Hill. And unfortunately, I think tangled up there. I certainly don't think Lucas Beaver could have dropped Gavin Sky that quick. So possession now to the Snipers, and they'll go to work on offense here. Good spin move, but nothing doing for Jeremy Bombury. And on the run now, here come the ShockWave. 1-2, top corner, beauty job, Oakley Thomas. And I tell you, for a big man, he's light on his feet, and that a much-needed goal for the ShockWave as they trail now 10-7.
That's another player we've seen the last few weeks score some big goals for the ShockWave. Oakley Thomas has played great defense in this league, and he's really devalued for his transition, but we watch it, and he can transition with anybody, and he's got great finishes. Again, he's another guy who's probably had 5 goals in transition this year.
Tell you, the big man light on his feet as that ball gets knocked away, and again, swiper, no swiping in there, wreaking havoc as Brooker Muir picks it up, and his pass will go awry. Good hustle in there to gobble that up, Jake Bombury, and catches the trailer wide of the mark, so point blank was Costello, not able to hit the net, and Mike McLaughlin now bounces off a check, bounces off another. He'll put on the brakes, and they'll set things up right now with Tyler Brown. He'll swing it around right side. Goddard, he'll do the loop around, look for an opening, tried to slip that one in tight to Jeremy Bombury. Instead, it gets picked up. Chayton King underhand, stopped by Martin. Possession will go back the other way as we creep closer to the 12-minute mark here, third quarter. Anthony Patterson, one-on-one. Good hesitation move, but too much help. And Atwood will zip that skip pass across to Rees. Carson Rees gets double teamed, got the shot off. Rebound loose on the carpet. Patterson laying in that half circle as it remains loose. And Atwood will pick it up, and they'll reset. Quick shot there by Beaver. Gets his own rebound. And again, another 30. Atwood. Slide over. Beaver on the run. Good save made by Sprents.
Now that we have a turnover, that was a great hustle by Carson Rees in the corner to recover a loose ball to keep the possession alive.
And you know, Paul, as well as I do, it's those little things that always seem to lead to the big things. And Kahn right out in front to Palace. So Ty Kahn feeds Johnny Palace, who buries his second of the game. And tit for tat, the answer comes via number 93, and it's 11-7.
So we talked about Carson Rees down this end, Tyler Kahn on the other end. Hustle, 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 fighting, battling for the loose ball, picks it up, finds Palace open. Difference is Snipers score, ShockWaves don't, right?
Have to agree with you wholeheartedly there. Again, little things lead to big things as the Wiz gets knocked off that possession. And Brooker Muir is going to come away. Good speed. He'll peel out and curl around. Brooker Muir, switch hands. Sheds one, dumps it off. Beauty job, 1-2. Big save by Sprents. Oakley Thomas again with another golden opportunity. But it was the work of Brooker Muir that created that 3-on-1. Now Snipers the other way. Shields. McLaughlin, quick shot, stopped by Martin.
Here we go.
Flip back, and it's Romano.
Thought we were going to go a little bit of end-to-end there, but ShockWave slow it down a bit.
Wayne Hill, Gavin Sky. That's two heavyweights going at it as Hill gets the shot away. Sprent steers that aside. Picked up, though, by Beaver. Back down on the post. to big Wayne Hill. Beaver trying to fish it out on his knees, laying on his back. And Sprents now will send away the Snipers. We're under 10 minutes to go here in this third. Palace zips that hard pass across. Another skip to Skip, and in the back of the net. So Chayton King takes that pass from Johnny Palace and snaps it into the back of the net for his third of the game. 12-7 for the Snipers.
Okay, let's play devil's advocate here, Lance. You've got Chayton King with 3. You got Russ Hill has been dynamite on the right side. What do you do when you have Wes Whitlow and Scotty Delzato come back? Because someone's got to sit.
Well, that's a tough decision for Darcy Palace and company for sure. I mean, a good problem to have, obviously.
I mean, I'm sure we would have been saying, like they really missed Delzato and they really missed Whitlow. But so far in the 2 games they haven't been here, they haven't missed them. But obviously those 2 guys are terrific lacrosse players and will be in the lineup when push comes to shove.
Well, when you got the talent of Ty Argent, you got Johnny Palace out there as your nucleus, as you can see trying to feed Argent down on the blocks. I mean, you got to figure that there's a lot at Darcy Palace's disposal, as right now, again, Oakley Thomas, that pass a little too low from Muir. And Vern Hill will draw the penalty and launch that one up. And again, the Snipers will go to work with just their 3rd power play of this game.
There hasn't been a lot of penalties. Thomas just got a little bit overzealous there and got his hands up in Vern's face area and grabbed, I think he tugged the jersey, which is obviously a holding penalty right in front of the referee.
So Snipers 0 for 2 with a man advantage as they come in now, and this was a Sniper team, like I said, working at a 50% efficiency rate. Palace sniffing it. Argent, the top. 1-2, and that tried to sneak it 5-hole, but this time Martin was there. So a good pass play, well executed, just not finished. And the ShockWave now will look to kill some clock. Patterson on the spin on Argent. Kick it back out, Cody Ward. Minute 25 to go in a man short. Ward puts on the Jets, takes a good hard cross check, and now McLaughlin's going to speed his way up, put on the brakes, and Palace will tiptoe over the timeline with a minute 5 to go in the man advantage. Argent. Palace now at the top, and Ross Hill had plenty of time to let it go, but good job to get it out, but just stalled him enough for that 8-second count. And that's one of the things that Six Nations does well. They'll hold you up just long enough to beat that 8-second count. Argent now, quarterback here. Palace to the overhand, partially tipped. Picked up and on the move, didn't realize he was wide open, was Jordan Medeiros. So a little hesitation there on the indecision. Medeiros will come through with a short-handed marker. And a big goal keeps them in the game now, trailing 12-8.
Yeah, huge goal for the ShockWave. I think Jordan Medeiros there wanted to flip the ball to Brooker Muir, but Brooker, long shift, couldn't get off the floor, had to stay. So then Jordan realized that after the hesitation and went in. And nice bounce shot on the run. Tough save.
Once again, it's Ward now, so off the draw. No numbers there. Ward in some trouble with the double team. He gets pinned against those boards and steps away from it. So Cody Ward, backhand pass looking for Wayne Hill. Instead, it's picked up, moved up the other way.
Great effort by Cody Ward. He threw the backhand. He had Chris Atwood at the top where he probably should have went, but still, great effort to get past the 2 defenders.
Jeremy Bombury, they'll swing it across to the right side. Argent has some room. Good bounce shot. Better save, though, by Chase Martin. Rebound, and it's Argent. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third. We are at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River Reservation. Big save there from Chase Martin, and that will take us to our officials' timeout.
No, I know. I heard you say it to Gary, so I thought, okay, yeah. Maybe we can talk
As we get set to resume, just of course, Paul, you and I had the pleasure of heading out west to see the Arena Lacrosse League West Division wrap up. It was the Grizzlies and the Sea Spray in a 2-game final. If they were tied, it would go to the mini game, and we certainly got treated to some of the best lacrosse that we've seen in a while.
Yeah, you know what? We've seen some terrific lacrosse here in the East this weekend and all season. But the West final, you couldn't have painted a better picture. 9-8 Grizzlies win game 1. Game 2 goes to overtime. 14-13 win by Sea Spray, and then Sea Spray win the mini game 2-1 with a goal with 1 minute and 2 seconds left or something like that. And end-to-end fast, never bigger than a 3-goal spread. It was terrific lacrosse.
So congratulations to the Sea Spray. Of course, to the Buckins out there, Jason as well as some of the nucleus, as Vern Hill trying to take it from Cody Ward, who has proven to be a challenge. Good stick skills there as they worked that around. Of course, didn't mention congratulations to Six Nations U22 squad as they won the championship for the Arena Lacrosse League in that division. The Lady Snipers winners in the all-women's division. So, of course, these snipers here trying to, at very least, keep pace with the rest. And I think they're going to confer here to see if there was an over and back, if it might have been touched. And good job by Joel Furman and Mark Smith to get together. And if you don't agree, you go draw.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I actually thought it might have been over and back because Chayton King on the white line pulled it from one side to the other. So Mark Smith probably saw what I saw, but Joel Furman saw that Brooker Muir had flipped the ball out. So, you know what? Do the right thing. Have a face-off. No harm, no foul, right? Yeah, there's one less possession maybe because Wisnick's been fantastic in the draws.
Well, I think that's one of the things that we focus on here in the Arena Lacrosse League, of course, is that it is a developmental league, but it's not just developmental for the players. The officials are learning. They want to take the next step. Coaches are learning. They want to take the next step. GMs, of course, their first taste at what those kind of negotiations and building a strong franchise is like. So a lot of different areas being nurtured here in the Arena Lacrosse League, and we can't take for granted that just the players are benefiting. Oakley Thomas, head of steam. Thomas outrunning Argent. Thomas goes to the bounce, finds the back of the net. Oakley Thomas, how you like me now?
Okay, you said Oakley Thomas is fast, and he is. But when you outrun Ty Argent is fast.
I told you the big man's light on his feet.
Boy, oh boy.
I tell you, he's light on his feet.
I think we saw something we probably will never see again in our league right there. And that's not on Oakley Thomas because he's real fast, but just the fact that Ty Argent got outrun because he is fast.
Oakley Thomas looked like a kid from the project running from the police. That's what he looked like, okay? Good speed and efficient finish as they close to within 3 with 5 minutes to go. And clearly the momentum right now is swung in favor of the ShockWave.
Well, you got 44 pretty hot. That's both goals for him, the 8th and 9th, both in transition. Maybe that's the comeback right there. Keep running.
So they'll set things up. Hill will slide it over, and Atwood's been awfully quiet since the first quarter. So if they can get him revved up, Carson Reeves, that's wide of the mark. Vern Hill sniffing, and he'll scoop it up. Speaking a little bit of speed, backhand to the trailer, got it to Sky. Good save. Rebound now. Almost fished out again by Hill. But the ShockWave dodge a bullet there, get it over the timeline. Ryan Johnson. Good job of switching hands and just very exuberant on that screen and roll. Atwood had a good look just over the net. Good job to corral the rebound. Sliding through, it looked like Beaver. And Atwood scoops that up, another fresh clock. So a couple possessions here for the ShockWave as they look to pull closer. Again on the curl, you talk about moving without the ball. Lucas Beaver just seems to do laps around that crease area and finds an opening as McLaughlin now will settle things down. 3:40 to go here in the third. The ShockWave have closed the gap. Quick shot off the post. Chayton King may have gotten away with a slash, and Karma will come back as Argent trying to pull his way out of it and does.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was Karma. Might have got away with a slash, but ShockWave might have got away with an illegal cross check there.
So sometimes things will balance out. Johnny Paulus snapped that across on the skip. He'll get it back. Skip it again, underhand. Good shot, better save as Goddard let it rip. And Argent now with a fresh clock will get it back out to the top. 2:50 to go. Snipers trying to halt this ShockWave run. Argent one-on-one. Good stick check there. Who else? Oakley Thomas. What isn't he doing? Scoops up that loose ball, and he'll look to loft it up just a bit too far for Aaron Ward. And now back the other way is Dalen Hill. He'll wait and get it to Goddard. Swing it back. On the run, underhands wide of the mark over top, and that'll be a violation. Possession to the ShockWave. Brooker Muir is going to play it where it lies. Muir puts on the brakes. Brooker Muir finds a trailer. Open shot. Good save by Sprents. Rebound picked up and pocketed. So how about that from Carson Reeves?
You know, Lance, Brooker Muir doesn't stop running there. It's over and back. He just runs. So when he picks the ball up, everyone has to move. The defense is moving. The offense is moving. You know, Bonberry takes a shot from outside. Great rebound. And Reeves drives hard to the net, picks it up. No one's covering him. Goal. 12-10.
Told you, Brooker Muir never not working. Carson Reeves with his first of this game. And it comes at a very, very opportune time. As off the draw, it's Vern Hill. And I think that was attributed, you talk about Brooker Muir, but his intensity, the fact that he was going hard the whole time.
Well, you up the pace when you do that, right? You force everyone else either to keep up with you or someone doesn't, and you get a great scoring opportunity.
Swing around. Vern Hill's shot wide of the mark. King going for it. Shot clock at 5. Going to have to hurry. Quick shot wide of the mark. And that's going to be possession to the ShockWave. They're going to jump on that loose ball. They've got it. 1-2. Big save by Sprents. So golden opportunity for Costello. Sprents, though, beauty save. And now it's Gavin Sky on Atwood. Sky tried to feather. Sky with the rebound. Gavin Sky working hard as he pockets his first of the game.
Gavin Sky's had probably the best game he's had this season because he's working hard. He always does. Don't get me wrong when I say what I'm saying here, but he hasn't stopped working all over the floor. Where normally he is just a defensive stalwart. He's running up the floor. He's crashing the crease for rebounds, and that's what he does. He gets a shot away, gets a rebound, and buries it.
Well, I think in last night's game I thought he was just a little over-exuberant, let's say, and I think he lost a bit of his focus on what he's supposed to be doing, and today he seems to have found it and found a good balance as we're into the final minute here of this third quarter. Snipers with a 3-goal lead. Swing across to the right, on the move. Good shot there by Squire. And they'll corral it for another chance here on offense. Argent out there on that left side, working alongside Jeremy Bombury and Johnny Pallas. They'll send it back to the right to Goddard on the give and go, and that was well done. As Johnny Pallas, you give it to him on the doorstep, you bet it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, I think on that play, both Argent and Pallas double picked on 88. Jameson for St. Catharines freed him up, so there was two guys that were probably open there. The other defender went to Argent, leaving Pallas open. You don't want to leave Johnny Pallas open in that spot.
No, if you're going to leave someone open, it's not going to be him.
But then again, I probably wouldn't have left Ty Argent open in that spot either.
Well, you got to pick your poison, as the Wiz had that picked off, and it's Lucas Beaver. Beaver tried to shovel and just rolled along the goal line and out. So Lucas Beaver with 10 seconds now on the game clock. Ty Khan weaving in and out, wrong stick side. The Con man's going to look for an opening. Dumps it over. Goddard takes a shot from way out, easy for Chase Martin, and we have played 3 quarters in the books. 14-10. Snipers will be back with the fourth. All set for the final 15 minutes of the 2022 Arena Lacrosse League regular season schedule as we get set for the playoffs. And Paul, we were talking at the break about the positioning of the officials on that shot there that just rolled on the goal line, and I tell you, good job by the guys in the stripes.
Oh yeah, Joe Furman was right on top of that, and he was there. If it had crossed the line, he would have had the call, and he knew it didn't, so he called a no goal, which was the right call.
Argent now will get possession for the Snipers as he's got Jordan Medeiros all over him, and they'll settle it down here on the half boards right side. Got that step, Squire. Good stick check, though, by Oakley Thomas. And he'll give the ShockWave possession, trailing by 4 here. Need a little something from Chris Atwood, I'd imagine, the ShockWave, if they're going to come back, as Wayne Hill with a rocket that's wide. Sprents now will send away Mike McLaughlin. And Snipers will set things up in the offensive end. McLaughlin being hounded there by Anthony Patterson. And don't talk enough about Anthony Patterson and his versatility, as he's an outstanding offensive player, but does a good job defensively as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? You hate to bring that up at the wrong time, but it's the right time because they actually need something from Anthony Patterson on the offensive end. And I know he's predominantly playing out the back door here, but he can step up anytime, play some offense, and put the ball in the net.
Atwood will swing it around. Danton Miller on the isolation. Longboat on him. Dumps it down low. Looking for the give and go. Beauty pass off the crossbar. So the right play, excellent execution, not able to finish. Vern Hill now 2-on-1. Vern Hill, quick bounce shot. Tried to go 5-hole, but Chase Martin closed that up. And the ShockWave now bring it back the other way. Ryan Johnson. He'll hold it down and wait for some offensive assistance. Gets it, courtesy Lucas Beaver. Atwood gets a screen from Ward. Atwood underhand. So we needed something from Chris Atwood, and you got an underhand from a tough angle to find the back of the net.
But Atwood is a scorer. Scorers like Dylan Sprintz is looking, how did that go in? That's a scorer's goal. You and I shoot that ball 100 times, we don't score 100 times. Atwood throws that ball 100 times, he probably scores 10 times on it. Not a lot, but it's a great percentage if you're going to shoot that shot, right? 10%.
Well, at the same time, Atwood takes a lot of shots that the average player doesn't take.
Correct.
From those angles, because to most, that's not the best angle.
No.
So off the draw, looks like Brooker Muir has figured the Wiz out, and he has won the last 2 possessions for the ShockWave as they now have the momentum. Luca Romano, his shot stopped by Sprents. 3-goal game, under 12 and a half to go. Kahn will bring it over the timeline and slide it on over to the left side. Ty Argent. Argent has some room. Argent trying to duck in, peels back, gets it over. Chayton King will swing it. Quick shot, though, wide of the mark by Rosshill. King does a good job. No reset, so he'll dump that up and off the screen. And possession now to the ShockWave, and a good job defensively by St. Catharines to limit the chances of the Snipers. Hill all day to tee that up. Probably should have faked that as Longboat read that like a novel. Cody Ward looking down low, quick stick, nothing doing. And Snipers now going to try to take advantage. Owen Hill to a trailer in Palace. And a good save by Martin. And his pass, though, will go almost the length of the carpet. But a good job, just enough by Shanahan.
Anthony Smitherin, I think that was.
Sorry, Smitherin, you're right. To get that as Danton Miller goes to the overhand right off the logo. Sprints now will send away Vern Hill. Vern Hill be a little more deliberate. Time on the side of the orange as we're just over 11 minutes left here in the fourth. Room for Squire, and he puts that right on the chest. And now Cody Menzies will move it up. Romano over the timeline.
See if Atwood's filling it. Yep, there it is.
Well, there you go, as Chris Atwood has stepped up here in this fourth quarter. That's his second goal of the quarter, third of the game for Atwood.
So what we're seeing with Atwood on the last two is it's not so much he's positioned himself up high wanting the ball to try to create his own shot. He's just more or less going into the pile, taking a couple steps back like we've talked about other good players. We talked about Dan Mickle in the earlier game, right? And then he gets the ball, and it's just a catch and shoot, right? And that was a catch and shoot. And you got Sprints moving over, sliding over, and I think it might have went 5-0 or short side again.
Well, good job by Lucas Beaver as Atwood now is going to look again, goes to another overhand. That rebound picked up, and they'll get another chance. So right now the ShockWave have closed to within 2 with just under 10 and a half to go. Trying to set the ship right for the playoffs next week. As regardless what you say, it's your record 0-0 heading into the second season. And if you're the ShockWave, you got to win 3 to win the championship.
Well, you know what, Lance? That's a great point because the ShockWave, if they win their 2 games next weekend and get into the semifinals, they're going to play against the Six Nations Snipers. So it's a very important game for them to try to gain momentum, knowing even though they don't get them first, they may get them.
Oakley Thomas with a hard underhand. Sprents, though, made that look easy. Now Snipers don't have numbers, but they do now. Laid out of the back door. Ross Hill stopped, though, by Chase Martin. Fished, and Martin will have it. And a bounce out to Thomas.
I don't think I've ever seen Six Nations hold 2 guys back on defense like they did on that run, knowing, I guess, that their guys were going to get a shot in transition.
Had a chance, and Cody Ward stepped into that one right there and found the low corner. We've got ourselves a 1-goal game.
Again, I don't want to keep saying it. They're finding the right spots right now. Overhand lows, sidearm lows, anything low right now. Dylan Sprintz is having a little bit of trouble picking up. And they're hard shots. Obviously, we know they are. These guys can shoot the ball. And Cody just wound up. Good overhand. You don't really know where the overhand's going, right? Overhand can pick 4 spots. When you drop your shoulder, sometimes you can dictate where you're shooting. Beautiful shot to the low corner. Far side under the glove.
So the ShockWave have found a bit of a groove here as they have reeled off 3 to close the gap to 1, and now Squire now working in the offensive end. Out there on that right side with Goddard. Skip past Johnny Palace. Palace backhand wide of the mark. Rebound now will be picked up and moved up by DeWitt Martin. And now it's Luca Romano. 9 minutes to go here in the fourth. Final regular season game here in the Arena Lacrosse League season, as we'll shift gears and head to playoffs. Lucas Beaver picked up rebound, and again right there, no goal as Dan Miller stick was clean, but his toe on the line.
Love to see that again. We got instant replay. That was just such a bang, bang, bang play.
Palace now settle things down, 8.5. Ty Argent in that dotted half circle, looking for some room. On the run, Ross Hill. Tracked down though, his own rebound, does a good job on the reset. Johnny Palace will dump it down, and it'll come back out Chayton King. King, Squire on the roll, Ross Hill! Screen and roll to perfection right there. And a big goal for the Orange.
So this was my point earlier. You have Ross Hill on the right side. He's played three or four games here for the Snipers, right? Wasn't on the regular roster all year because the right side's so strong. Filling in when he can. Now he's filling in again. Filled in last night, and he's good. He's legit. He can play. You know, he moves. He probably be a little, because of the youth, he's moving a little more than someone that's a couple of years, 5 years older, right? And it's fun to watch those guys because they're always just wanting to go, go, go.
Well, you know as well as I do. Vern Hill, Argent backhand. Johnny Palace on the doorstep. Tic-tac-toe, back of the net.
Did you say tic-tac-toe or tic-tac-goal?
I'm going to go with toe. You can go with goal. Either way, same result.
It's fun to watch when the game's this fast. When it's bang, 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 right? Back and forth, goals either end, runs and runs and runs, right? St. Catharines get within one, Six Nations get two more. So now we see if St. Catharines can answer.
Game of runs for sure as the Snipers put the T in transition. And that passing play there was as impressive as it gets, as the ShockWave now will try to answer. Rees flipped to Ward as Vern Hill will come. Looks like we're going to have a penalty, and it looks like it's Gavin Skye. And we talked about Gavin Skye earlier in yesterday's game. I mentioned that Gavin Skye probably should have booked a room in that penalty box because he spent enough time there. He's been clean up to this point, and now a penalty, fourth quarter, 7:48 to go, and a 3-goal lead. Discipline probably going to have to be tightened up for the playoffs.
Yeah, I would agree. Gavin plays an aggressive game, and sometimes he obviously goes over the edge, and he has a couple times today for sure.
Atwood from a tough angle. That's off the post, so possession will stay right here, and looks like that will take us to our final officials timeout. Alterna Savings and the All are excited to promote the second annual National Lacrosse League Alterna Cup competition this season. Canadian teams are competing in head-to-head matchups to capture the cup and be crowned the top Canadian team in the NLL. Check out NLL.com and Alterna.ca for the up-to-date standings and schedule. And, of course, Circle K and the Froster Active Kids program are proud sponsors of the Arena Lacrosse League and Junior All program. You can purchase a Froster at your nearest Circle K store. Thank you, Froster Active Kids. And some other sponsors we'd like to thank. Of course, Belco Construction, KT Gas and Tobacco, Classics to Customs Auto Body, Hills Tire, Searle Chevrolet, MTS Native Service, Caledonia Auto Supply, Guaranteed Glass and Tint, ILA Sports, and we can never forget Hills Custom Coffins. So final 7.5 minutes set to go here as the Snipers answered that 3-goal run with a 2-goal mini run to restore the 3-goal cushion. And a minute 42 left in the Gavin Skye penalty will give the ShockWave a chance to, at the very least, pull a goal closer.
Yeah, this is big for them. If they're gonna come back and win this game, they have to score in this power play. In my opinion, they can't give up anything. Shorthanded as well.
1 for 3 with the man advantage. That shot from Hill gets blocked. Patterson will track it down. No reset. 15 on the shot clock. Atwood will tee it up. Steered aside by Sprints. And here come the Orange out the back door. And downtown Brown couldn't handle that pass. Handcuffed him just a bit. And ShockWave, with their generosity, give it right back.
Well, you know what, I don't want to say anything, but I'm watching the line changes here. No one else is watching them because the Snipers had 5 on the floor for a couple seconds there, but they got the ball.
Well, listen here, not wearing stripes. You got a different job to do, so let's go one job at a time.
No, you're absolutely right, Lance. I mean, that's why they're on the floor and stuff. It's just, for me, you know me, I love these one-goal games.
I know you do, as Brooker Muir leaves that one. Shot clock violation now, and ShockWave with over 35 seconds left in the man advantage need to capitalize here. Danton Miller. Need to get Danton Miller going for the ShockWave. Atwood shot goes off the crossbar. And Miller will track it down. They'll go back to work with under 20 left in the man advantage. Atwood snaps it. Gets it over. Lucas Beaver goes to the overhand. Takes a hit and an easy save. Sprents will send away 66, who will corral it. Vern Hill tried to go 5-hole again, and Chase Martin, as Beaver now will settle down. Penalty over, teams back to full strength. Atwood overhand, Beebe steered aside by Sprents. Gets his own rebound, goes down like a soccer player, but gets back up. Swinging around in the corner, right side. Romano wasn't really expecting it, but managed to get that pass as he flips it over to Thomas. Good defense by the Snipers as they have pushed St. Catharines well away from the dots. And one more time on the run, in the basket, and over the net. So a glorious chance for Dalen Hill. And it's Brooker Muir. Muir goes to the overhand, just wide. Rebound, picked up. Rees almost found that far corner, but another good save by Sprents. Brooker Muir. Under 5 minutes to go. Slip it back up to Patterson. Patterson with a step. Patterson goes to the bounce. He's in the crease. Too much bounce anyway. As now the Snipers will bring it up over the timeline.
We'll see if those breakaway misses by Six Nations comes back to haunt them, or if they have enough where they're going right now with a 3-goal lead.
Ross Hill, skip pass, in traffic to Paulus. He'll kick it back to the top, take it back. Gets a screen from Argent. Looking for that backhand feed, nothing doing, and looks like we could have coincidentals, as not quite sure what that little extra from DeWitt Martin and Johnny Paulus, but hard to think those guys don't know each other at all.
I'm sure they do. I think what happened there was Martin gave Paulus a little bit of whack. Paulus gave him back. They're both laughing in the penalty box. Like, I don't think that was really a penalty, was it? Like, we were just saying hello to each other. I know it's late in the game, but you can still say hello with 5 minutes left to go.
You don't walk by your friends and not say hello. As
they were just saying hello with their sticks.
Coincidental minors will offset each other, and we'll play 5-on-5 with 4:20 to go here. Ross Hill looking for an opening, inches his way in. Good defense by Muir, pushes him back out, swinging around Argent. Argent ducks in, swings back out, has some room, kicks it back to the top. Fed over and inside on the give and go. Nothing doing, would have been a tough shot. Argent with a very good slippery move to knock it back. 5 on the shot clock, and that one rated to the stick of Brooker Muir. So Muir does a good job and gets it over to the big man, Wayne Hill. See if he can track that rebound down, and he does. Atwood zips that down, had Wayne Hill on the crease. 10 on the shot clock. Danton Miller cross to Atwood. Atwood, the recipient. Backhand pass had Ward running out of time, though, as Ward's going to have to hurry. goes to the backhand, and that's a shot clock violation with 3:23 possession to the Orange. So time right now working against the ShockWave, as the Snipers now looking inch in. Chayton King goes to the sidearm. Good save by Chase Martin, as he moved his entire body over there to take care of that bounce shot. And now it's Romano. Swinging around. Thomas tried to give and go. It's gone and went. And it's picked up now. Snipers will counter the other way. In transition. Bounces off 1, 2. Goes to the flip. Nothing doing. Darius Anderson with some good work. But now it's Brooker Muir. 2.5 to go. Muir, the flip. Thomas on the doorstep, rung it off the pipe, and it's Mikey McLaughlin now. With a good head of steam. Doesn't have the numbers, though, as they will slow things down here, be a little more deliberate.
Great play by Brooker Muir there to flip that into Thomas. I think Sprint's got a piece of that before it hit the bar. And then it turns into a bit of a track meet here. A couple minutes left.
Trying to curl around there was Squire. Argent, great stick work to fish that out, but a better late stick check put a wrench in those plans, and back come the ShockWave. Smitherin lost it and turns it over. The flip up. Running under that. Go to the top corner, and that's teamwork there, as Dalen Hill had 3 opportunities prior to that before he finally buried his first of the game.
Yep. Three's a charm. Great little play by Kevin Owen Hill, right, to get the loose ball. Just a little flip, and they know their home turf, right? Don't have to throw it hard. Just give a little bounce and let Dalen Hill run underneath and let him bury it. He loves that top corner, and used it again there.
Big goal there. That might be the dagger for these Snipers here with a minute 35 to go. 17-13 to score, as Ty Khan will race over the timeline, and the Snipers should be in no real hurry here. I think important just to work that entire shot clock, as Brett Longboat never shy. He'll tee that one up, and an illegal cross-check call, as
might have been on Chayton King on the offense by the looks of things, the way he's walking off.
He's definitely walking like a man headed someplace, and not necessarily someplace he wants to go to. So that is the case. The 5th power play of the game now for the ShockWave, as all the Ninja Warriors in the house are getting a little restless. Sometimes they get scared, but restless nonetheless, as we get back to action. Hill sizing it up. Danton Miller goes to the sidearm and stays out. So good job by official Mark Smith right there to see it, and in transition, picked off by Oakley Thomas, who's had himself an outstanding game. 45 seconds left here on the game clock. 40 seconds left in the Arena Lacrosse League regular season 2022. 5th will be in the books, and we'll get set to crown a champion over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're at Brampton Memorial next weekend, Lance. 1 o'clock on a Saturday for the 6th and 7th. St. Catharines will be in that game against the Toronto Monarchs. And then the Sunday we have the quarterfinals. Peterborough and Oshawa playing at 1 o'clock. And the winner of this game will play against the Paris Riverwolves at 4:30. And the games are at Brampton Memorial again next weekend.
So that is the playoff scenario. As in the Arena Lacrosse League, everyone makes the playoffs, but not necessarily in the position they'd like. This one is in the books, 17-13 in favor of the Six Nations Snipers. They claim top spot in the regular season standings. We are looking forward to playoff action. Memorial Arena in Brampton. Then right here, Iroquois Lacrosse Arena, for your Final Four and championship. Make sure you're here. Don't go away. On behalf of my broadcast partner, Paul St. John, JVI Productions, I'm Lance Wynn. Catch you on the flip side.